Nee, we zijn live trouwens, Mark. Ik heb gisteren geen Murph gedaan. Ik moet nog Murph doen vandaag. Ga je dat vandaag doen? Ja.
Good morning. Figuring out, of course.
Instagram again.
It works.
Can somebody give Mark a speed course of how Instagram works? Sorry, I'm gonna. Gonna be in screen.
We're almost done, guys. Sorry we're a little late.
I had a very important meeting. Yes. Good.
Esther, goedemorgen.
Hello. Good morning.
Duidelijk in beeld. Duidelijk.
Wow. Nice.
So Fabian,
Hi,
did
Mark.
you do a Murph yesterday?
No,
Why not?
I was working.
Working.
I was working.
Nice.
Working, standing in the sun, looking at other people doing Murph.
Yeah, it was better than last Sunday when there was a little rain outside.
Well,
That's the downside of having to be outside with trainings. Not all weather conditions can be as good as today, and
I think
hopefully the rest of the
we've
week.
been pretty lucky
So far, yeah.
It's crazy weather. It's like the best phase to have a. We're laughing because behind you cannot see, but on the other side of the screen, Volkmar's walking outside, past the window, doing a pinch grip on two 20 kilo plates, walking around the grass, and I think he stopped after 40 meters. Oh, there he goes.
One, and that's 2 stops.
He didn't even pass the windows yet.
So he's not breaking my record.
Yeah.
Hey, Karel.
Oh, he's here?
How's your grip, Karel?
Kyle, you cannot ask any questions. You just talked to me for 2 hours. So you can watch, but that's about it. Erwin actually did a Murph on steroids yesterday.
Strict.
No, on steroids.
That means
2K ski, then 10 rounds, 10 strict pull-ups, 20 bench press with 60 kilos.
okay.
Then with 50 kilos, 15 hang power cleans and 15 squats. 10 rounds,
Nice.
back on the ski.
1 hour.
Mm-hmm. Yes. 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 And I want to do that today, but maybe I'll do normal Murph and save myself a little.
Yeah, well.
Not sure yet. You did Murph yesterday.
Yesterday, rowing Murph, but I broke it up into parts because I'm not fit yet. So I did 20 rounds of 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, 15 squats, and a 160-meter row. So in the end, I did all the work and a 2-mile row basically, with a nice pace, not too much rest. So it was good. It was good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Pretty good. All right.
So people are slowly rolling in. It's not too busy yet.
No, it's okay.
Enjoying the weather. New programming starts this week. New class schedule, I mean. Today. So we had our first 6:30 session this morning. 7:30, 8:30. Now we have open gym again. It's super busy. Not yet. Then we have the regular lunch classes, 11, 12 and 1. Then again, open gym between 2 and 4:30. And then the evening classes are there again from 4:30 all the way up. Final class starting at 8:30. So the regular hours are back, including an extra morning class and the open gym sessions in between. So
For all of you who want to do open gym all day.
yes, every day, all day. Rico.
Cheers. All right.
So if you want, you can shoot in already some questions. We would like to talk a little about the new working from home, possible advantages, disadvantages of course, work health related. Personally, I see maybe more negative sides than probably positive. Maybe you guys have some feedback on that. So if you want to have a chat about it, questions, remarks, shoot. You want to say something about it first, or shall I do my little rant first?
Yeah, I think you something popped up in your head last week when we were discussing things with Volker. So I think you have an idea or something you want to share. So a line you have. So I'm interested what you think on this. Look, there he is. He's stopping every 10 steps now, by the way. Volkmar is walking up and back, distracting us. So, but yes, Mark.
So yeah, from the start of the coronavirus, people are working from home, and obviously a lot of employers are really happy about it because productivity gone up sky high. Even there are companies already who are shutting down the offices, not temporarily but forever. So they save costs on that because they think their staff is doing a great job working from home and that they can keep up with all the work they need to do. I see it a little bit different, and for me personally, and that's also about a lot of comments I get from people who train inside, but I also see it with people around me, my girlfriend, family, who now need to work from home, is that they get really buried in all the work there is. There's no rest anymore because you're at home, you're behind your screen, and there's basically no need anymore to have time off the screen. You can lunch behind the screen at home, almost have dinner. There's no need for a break apart from going to the toilet. And that means, yes, you're more productive, but that also creates more workload because you can do now more and then people expect more. Also on the expectation part, what I notice is that people who work from home are now being expected to be online like for 24/7, and that you can get in contact with them every second of the day basically, including evening calls and everything, even when you have a 9-to-5 job. So yes, productivity goes up, but the downfall is, I think this is a short-term solution. In the end, you don't get any happier from this by getting outside less, having less social contacts, having less time to ease off the stress because you're at home, you're coming, let's say, down from your workspace, immediately into the rush of the family life, so you don't have that time in between jobs. Traveling from and to a job is to let the work go and to create a relaxing mindset again. That's it for now.
So that was today's session, guys.
I can go on like a half an hour for this.
I haven't noticed. So, Mark, is this bothering you?
Yes, because I think it has negative effects on people's not only health, but also happiness, social contacts, and again, it's a short-term solution which gives a lot of extra problems later.
Well, I think it's part of like bad management or like human resource management, because well, nobody's productive the whole day. Well, you can be productive the whole day, but you can't do your best work like the whole day, the entire time. I wrote something on my own Instagram, and I posted it also to my Rewire members, that my most productive time, if I get up and I'm working from home, is between 8 and 12 in the morning.
Yeah.
So then my mind is most sharp, I get most work done, and the distractions that come during the day mostly come after that, and then everybody's up and doing stuff, and then so I try to do most of my work there, and even then I take breaks, Because if I do something with full focus, I need all my energy. Then after like 30 minutes, I need like, okay, step away. So I have some time to breathe, and then I can work again. If I go longer, I will just deplete my energy, and then well, I cannot keep up the quality. So I think and also I think a lot of research work-wise supports that if you take breaks and you partition your work, the quality of your work goes up. So I think if you're a good boss or manager, you should support that and take more responsibility into creating a better home routine for your employees, instead of just demanding for them to work and work and work, because in the end, the long term, it won't keep up.
Fully agree.
So yeah.
As you say, the breaks are really important. Not only to get a little time off from work, but also to have a chat with your colleague, go outside, go for a walk, have some fresh air, get some vitamin D, right? So it's not only about having a break, it's also about the social contacts, meet with people, talk about different stuff than being at home stuck only on your phone or behind the screen, only working basically. Do you need an Instagram course also, by the way?
I think it's your phone. Do you have a screen cover?
No.
Oh, okay, then it's your phone. Okay.
There goes my story.
Sorry. No.
So what are your thoughts? How do you see it in the short term, which we live now, in which the offices are mandatory closed? Should we go back to the old situation, or do you think the new working will be there and stay there? And what is your thoughts about will it have positive effects on the long run or not?
I have something to say on that. I think that partially working from home, maybe not all days, but some days, is beneficial also for the environment, right? Traffic jam, stuff like that.
That's a different
side
to it, but yeah.
Yes, but it's also a side.
Yeah.
So I think that that it's like maybe 3 days from the office, 2 days from home, or the other way around. I think half days is crap, because then still everybody's commuting a lot. Same as some kids some schools, like with the kids, they do now day on, day off, and some schools do half days, and then all the days half days, and all the parents are like,
and you still have to drive every day. Yeah.
yes. So no, but I think if you do a mix, but you have to be really smart about how you set up the home situation, because if you're not self-conscious enough to protect your own time and your own stress level, you'll be overwhelmed. So it's
for sure.
So I think as a company, you have to also educate your personnel in the new situation, and that's a responsibility. But that takes some time, and also some time to figure out how that works. So we might, if we're going to switch, we might need about a year before everything runs smoothly.
Mm-hmm.
So it's also you have to go through the frustration before it actually works. I think Sophie said something about she has really busy days and days where she has nothing to do, but she never knows which day comes when. So yeah, well, I don't know how that, like, can you say something more about that, Sophie? Because I'm wondering how that works then with your workload. I mean, for us it's pretty easy. We're here, well, this is our home, so we're working from home. But I think most people have just a steady workload.
Yeah.
Esther says, yeah, she works from home, she's self-employed. It works because I have a separate workspace, I can plan my own days.
Yes. I think regarding to Esther, if you're self-employed, then if you can handle it, you can decide on your workload per day. And if you cannot, then it's easy to just keep on going and ignore yourself basically and just being busy with work. So that's the downfall. If you have an employer, then as Fabian said, your employer should step in to make your workload manageable. But what I notice with a lot of people around me, there's always more work. So when you're there anyway and you can do more work, and it never stops. And again, then it's very easy when you work from home is to do, that extra meal and that extra hour of work, and then after dinner, let's flip open the laptop, let's finish this before tomorrow, but tomorrow there's again more work. So it's never finished. So some people cannot handle that, and to just say after 8 hours a day, this is it for now, next day tomorrow, because there will always be deadlines, always be more work. So that's, I think, the biggest flaw in the new system.
Yeah, but I think it's also that people are maybe they hesitate to demand space or to demand time for themselves. And I think it's also a little bit of trial and error on the people who work from home on their own side to figure out if when you work from home, like when you're most productive, and how long you can go before your focus goes down and you have to take a break. And then so it's also just playing around with that and experimenting.
Yeah.
And unless you have meetings, which you can also reschedule, unless you have meetings, I should say that I wouldn't work after dinner if it's not absolutely necessary. If you don't have a deadline, then just put your screen away and go start doing something else.
Yeah, so I agree with Rico. You should have targets being set over a longer time frame, so that if you have staff who can manage that to do them yourself, they can spread the load over different days, so it's manageable per day, and that you don't have to stress out with doing too much on a single day. That being said, I fully agree with Fabian. After dinner, there should be no mandatory screen time, so you can just spend time for yourself, for your family, give your system some rest, because less traveling might be good for the environment, but I think also the traveling from and to work, that creates a mindset of getting rid of the work stress and come home relaxed, right? Instead of walking down in your home from your workspace, still busy with work in your head. So, and that also goes for time at home when you're working. Implement some time, you just force yourself to go out, even when it's on your own, instead of being with your colleagues, walking around the Atlas Park here, for example, or wherever, because you need some time outside.
Yeah, exactly. I had a conversation, I think somebody was training last week, and he looked really pale, so I said are you not outside? He said, yeah, but I'm working from home. I said, yeah, well, still if you work from home, I go outside every day for a run. Yeah, but if you go outside once, it's just one time a day.
Yeah.
So I would say just go outside for, maybe if you go outside for 5 minutes every hour or something. Just, it's really important. And also just recharges your battery. So
For sure.
Yeah, so it's everybody is trying to find a new way, but I think it's really important to be conscious about what you do. Some people just let the day overwhelm them and they take everything as it comes instead of thinking about how they actually approach things and do things, instead of just do whatever comes their way.
Yeah.
So that's it's a conscious mindset.
And if you have problems with that, just block a couple of times in your personal agenda. There can be blocks of 15 minutes every 2 hours or every 3 hours even, preferably 2, to just go away from work, preferably outside, and being at it, make sure, and that's also what we see happening a lot, that people struggle with taking the right foods. now that they're working from home, because it's very easy to snack more basically because you're at home and you have basically too much food in your house.
So the trick is don't buy crappy food, especially
That's
now
one.
you're at home more often.
That's one, yeah.
Yeah, well, stuff like these habits and things is also what we address, of course, in the Rewire project. So that's a big part, like building a healthy daily routine that actually makes you healthier and better and fitter and more focused. So it's part of what we do here. So yeah, it's really you have to plan for it. You make a plan, and because the situation changed,
Sure.
you need to change your plan. You cannot keep doing the same thing because everything changed. So if you're working from home, and normally you have all the crappy foods at home because when you're at home you're off and then you allow yourself to eat it. Now you're at home all the time. You have to make your home a better place for you to work in. So
Yep.
buy more coffee, stuff like that, better coffee machine, coffee grinder.
Instead of eating all the weekend food already on Monday and Tuesday.
Oh, nice. So nice. Brownies. Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Having a beer with lunch. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, that's a good
That's
one.
the same as doing planning. Have something that keeps an eye on you, basically, to make sure you get enough rest and time outside.
Yeah.
So if that works for you, if you need something like that, like an alarm clock or a Fitbit or whatever, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Fitbit just tracks it, right? Afterwards, it will tell you how many steps you've done.
I don't know. Maybe you can also.
I have no clue. Yeah, but setting alarms is a really good one. Just put an alarm on your phone, and then
Yeah.
like every hour, or every 90 minutes, or every 2 hours, and then it will tell you to go outside. Fill to plan is planning to fill. Wow. Yes, that's actually true. Yeah, and it would work, but also with nutrition.
For sure.
Like if you work from home and you wait till the last moment to
Yeah,
get
yeah.
food.
Fitbit says move.
Yes. Yeah. That's a good one. Yes.
It's a different electric chair.
Ooh. Love being home. Yep. Well, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
That's for me also. But that's also if you're good being alone and you're disciplined enough to do the right things, then being at home might be in your own space without distraction might be a really good thing for you. And it's a personality thing. So people are different.
Yeah. And
in
it's
that
really
approach.
good that if you're disciplined enough, but I think you're one of the few who can do it. Because we see a lot of people come back after a while of, in the corona time, that they could not train in here, but for a lot that also meant they did nothing at all.
Yes.
The majority, basically. So, and that's the same percentage who are self-disciplined, who can train at home and keep up with quality food. And I think more than 50% unfortunately is not disciplined enough when they don't have somebody who guides them to eat properly, train properly, and stuff like that. And that also means that maybe it works now for work, but if they're not being coached or being watched at, that also the productivity will go down later on. And that's the long-term effect.
Yes.
It works for now, but in the end,
Well, and maybe it's just your mood. You just get a little down and you get a little bit more sad or less happy, and then goes from there. Yeah, I think what Laura says, it's building a new routine is, it's difficult, but you need to also make time. So
Yeah.
really just sit down, look at your daily schedule or your weekly schedule, and just start planning. Okay, what time do I normally get up? What do I want to do in the morning? What am I doing now in the morning? What things can I change that fit me and that actually I mean, and that's also what I tell people, you don't have to do what we do. I mean, I get up in the morning, I take a cold shower, I do breathing, I take a cold shower, and then I start making my coffee. And that works for me. It doesn't mean it's the best routine for everyone. So you need to do something that suits you, that gets you in the right mindset, and that also feels like it's you. And I mean, some people do like mobility in the morning, some people do meditation. Mark just stares out the window. No.
An hour first.
Yeah, no, but you need to also take time to build a routine and not be afraid to try a routine that doesn't work, because then you know what doesn't work, and then you change it and you go from there, and you start changing and adapting different things till you have something that makes you feel like you have a good day.
Yeah.
So
instead of just copying somebody's routine, just try your own, and if it doesn't work yet, don't be afraid to change it until it works for you.
Yeah. So
can you specify that, Rico?
what is this?
A lot of research has been done on this topic. Are you aiming at something specific or in general?
I think the building routine stuff from Laura. If you have problems building a new routine, a new morning, let's say morning routine, I would say map out what you have now and change a single thing first.
Yeah.
If you have a daily thing and you want to change, if you change the whole thing, the likelihood that you will fail is a lot bigger than you take one thing and change it and try to keep it up for a week, and then the next week or after 2 weeks, if it works, keep it in, and then try to go to the next thing. And you have a list of things. Let's say you do 5 things in the morning, and like say the worst thing you're doing, and there's also always one thing you're like, okay, I need to stop this, and I know I can. That's where you start. You take that out, and either you leave it out and that's it, or you put something else in that will actually help you and get you closer to a productive day or whatever. And then down the list, you just work your way down. Start with the worst thing you're doing that's not helping you, take that out, put something good in, and then try to keep that up. If you can keep it up, then go to the next and go to the next. And it's, well, you can go back up and then change it and see how it works, and maybe a combination of things, of other things is better than something else. So it's playing around and also giving yourself time to build something. It doesn't have to be right now. It doesn't have to be perfect right now, because it can be. So it's a process, and it's also fun to give yourself, to be kind enough to yourself to take time to create something. And it can be something completely different than what your partner does.
True.
I mean, you can say to your partner, if you live together, this hour of the day is for me. You can do whatever you want, it's fine. But this is what I'm doing, and after an hour, we can do something together. I mean, if you're together with somebody at home and you're together all the time, you also need like time for yourself, right? I have a friend who's not really talkative the first hour of the day. So whenever we would go on a holiday with a group of friends, the first hour he would sit at breakfast and drink his coffee. And he would drink his coffee and have some breakfast and drink another coffee, and after half an hour, he would join the conversation. But he was sitting at the table, but he was not talkative at all. And so it's, yeah.
I have that for the first day.
Of the day.
Of the day.
Yes.
Every day.
Yes. Yeah, so it's, yeah, so you need to build something that works for you.
Hi, Patrick. Bye, Patrick. We're gonna close.
Yes, Patrick, any questions? If you live together, live. Oh, he's making a joke.
Ah.
My coffee is gone, by the way.
My coffee is gone too. Any nabranders from you? Afterburners?
Afbranders.
Afbranders?
Any other questions or remarks, or how about the weekend schedule, Mark? That also changed, right? We talked about the weekly schedule.
Yes. We used to start at 9 10, 11, but now it's also starting at the half hour, starting a little earlier. So first morning class in the weekend, 8:30. Then on Saturday we have 4 classes and then an open gym hour. On Sunday, so also starting at 8:30, 5 classes and also a final open gym hour.
Final thing I want to close off with is we're starting the new Rewire project the 22nd of June. Because of the Corona crisis, we lowered the price a little. So if you want to do it, I would say do it now because it's the best time. It's a smaller group because we don't know what will happen with the classes inside, outside. So we only have 10 spots. 5 spots are already taken. So if you want to join and you want to get more coaching on routines, stuff like this, send me an email, sign up. And if you want to look back at the other coaches, Coffee with the Coaches sessions, you can find them on our YouTube channel. So
nice.
you can listen back and have us your whole day. Or just have more coffee.
Bye.
This was it.
Thank you.
See you guys. Come and train. We're here.
Next week, maybe with Volkmar.
Volky, how was your breakfast?
Very nice.
How was your pinch grip walk?
Terrible. I just broke my fast, but don't worry. I also fixed it again.
Yeah, how was your walk?
See you next week.
How was the walk?
Terrible.
No.
I didn't make it.
You did 200 meters? No, you turned back.
I turned back. I put it down maybe 60 times. And then I did it with 15 kilos.
Don't stop it. Don't stop it.
Oh.
All right. Volkmar, you want to say something before we close?
Stay safe and remember, only together can we...
You also want to sing a song?
Yes. Next week I will sing a song.
Yes. Oh, we will hold you to that.
And I will tell you a good joke
Volk,
next week.
can you do something next week?
Yeah?
Can you bring your guitar? Think about it.
I'll think about it.
All right.
Okay, bye.
I'm
Bye,
super
guys.
busy next week, by the way.
Sorry.